Hey, thanks for staying up tonight on News West 9. Tonight in part 2 of our exclusive Hiding in Plain Sight, migrants crossing the U.S. border and being taken advantage of. It's a story that's becoming all too familiar. What's worse is that they are ending up in what lawmen call stash houses. These are homes or buildings where coyotes or cartel members are hiding desperate migrants and making demands for their release. So how are these criminals able to get a house without being flagged by local law enforcement? The answer, like everything else related to the border, it's complicated. Sammy Steele takes the story from here.
You'll pull up and then we'll all ride together for
is that how we're doing it?
Yeah.
Border protection agents in the Big Bend sector, they come across all sorts of things, including stash houses.
Stash houses are generally in a house or type of building where transnational criminal organizations will consolidate people until they get a massive amount, and then they can move them either in your tractor trailer or some other manner expeditiously and efficiently.
Stash houses are popping up all across Texas and right here in the Permian Basin.
It's scary to know that stash houses are here, but what's more scary, if there's one, there's two. If there's two, there's 10. And we all know how large West Odessa is. And so we know that we have illegals in the west side of town. We know that people bring them here.
Retired ICE and Homeland Security Special Agent Victor Avila knows a thing or two about stash houses.
Illegal aliens crossing right now. You see them? You see them?
He spent years chasing down cartel members and putting them behind bars.
When these migrants come to Mexico, they're as good as being in the United States. Once they're in Mexico, because of the corruption, because of the lack of law enforcement in that country, and the corruption that exists there, it's the cartels. You will come through Mexico and be encountered by the cartels if you want to come in illegally. Now, the cartel doesn't care if you come across the river and turn yourself into Border Patrol or if you want to be smuggled. They don't care either way. They're going to get paid if you come through their territory, which their territory is the whole country of Mexico now. And that's the issue, that these cartels, not only do they exist in Mexico, they exist on the northern part of the United States, in Texas, Arizona, our border towns, and every city in the United States.
But how can these criminals purchase a home in the U.S. to stash migrants? The answer is simple: money.
The cartels have, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. They purchase not homes, they purchase land, they purchase ranches. I mean, they're forcing a lot of our ranchers that have ranches on the border, along the Texas border, to use their land because the cartels want to come through those ranches. They have unlimited budget. These cartels, I want to make something clear, they're highly sophisticated criminal organizations. I want you to think Amazon when you think of a cartel. That's how sophisticated they are with their intelligence, with their hierarchy, with their organization, and their weapons and organization, especially in the intelligence gathering. There's something to be reckoned with.
The paper trail for buying or renting stash houses often can't be linked back to the cartel or coyotes.
The issue is not the paper trail of who owns it. It'll be under someone's name, and it'll be easy to find out that information. It's just not easily linked to the organization. It might be someone that is completely clean with no criminal history, that they use their information to purchase this home.
Customs and Border Protection agents try to eliminate as many stash houses from our area as they can. But prosecuting those behind the crime is tricky.
It's very hard to prosecute unless the agents are able to identify a smuggler, a guide, someone in charge of those people. Most of the time, it's very difficult. Even though you might get a couple of individuals to become material witnesses, the illegal aliens will become material witnesses in court. It's very difficult if you don't have that identifier of that person, the one that drove them there, the one that was looking out for them. And those are very difficult cases to prosecute.
Local leaders believe stricter border policies would limit the cartel's power in the basin, making it harder for them to purchase stash houses and traffic migrants.
It's getting to a point where it's out of control. It's out of control at the local level, and they're just sort of letting it run wild. Hopefully what will happen in the weeks and months ahead is the rest of states in this country will realize this is beginning to migrate past just what's in the southern part of the country as immigrants are moving all over that are connected with cartels.
When you go home at night, you lock your back door, you lock your front door, and that's the same situation at the border. We need to lock our door and make sure we know who's coming in our house. You know, you're not going to let anybody and everybody just walk into your place at home. So we need to know who's coming across.
Reporting from the border, I'm Sammy Steele, News West 9.